Hello, everyone, and welcome to SCORE Fairfield County's live webinar on Networking Like a Pro, How to Get Business from Networking. I'm Peter Talion, the webinar coordinator and a business mentor here at SCORE Fairfield County, and I'll be your host. I'm delighted to announce that our speaker today is Maile Collmer. More on our speaker in just a moment. This webinar is being done in collaboration with the Monroe Chamber of Commerce and the Monroe Library. Beth Stoller from the Monroe Chamber will now say a few words. Go ahead, Beth.
Thank you, Peter. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Beth Stoller, Operations and Event Manager of the Monroe Chamber of Commerce. As Peter mentioned, on behalf of the Monroe Chamber, the Edith Wheeler Library, and SCORE, I'd like to thank you for attending today's Lunch and Learn. This Lunch and Learn is our second of the 9 that we have calendared for this year. For over 6 years, the 3 organizations have come together to bring you great business-driven topics to help you learn and grow as business professionals. Before I speak a little about today's event, I'm excited to share with you what we have lined up for the next 2 Lunch and Learns. Reserve on your calendar Thursday, March 31st. We are going to have a webinar speaker, Julie, nicknamed the Brain Lady Anderson, and she is going to talk about sales calls and how sales calls can leave you intimidated, but you want to make sure that you come to this presentation to learn how to take that out of your sales presentations. So you'll be a lot more relaxed after you listen to Julie's webinar titled Connect More and Selling More Through the Neurosciences of Sales. So that is going to be on Thursday, March 31st. And after that, we're going to start going back in person. Our first in-person date is going to be on Monday, April 24th. And that presentation will be from attorney Nandita Ruchandani. She is going to be speaking about an I-9 form and how immigration can affect your business. So employers, this is a very important topic to attend our in-person Lunch and Learn. We will go back to doing a little networking, have lunch for you, and then we will have our presentation. The March event is already on our calendar, so you can register for that, and the April event will be up soon. So we have 7 more Lunch and Learns planned for the 2023 year. Now I want to go back to today. I know we're anxiously awaiting to hear from our speaker, Maile Collmer. I do a lot of networking, so I want to hear all the tips that she has to offer on how to use my time much more effectively. Thank you, everybody, and I'll turn the microphone back over to Peter. Let's get started.
Thank you very much, Beth, for your introduction and for your sponsorship of these events. Before we turn the presentation over to our speakers, some brief information on SCORE. There's approximately 230 offices nationally with over 10,000 volunteers available. We are part of the Small Business Administration. SCORE Fairfield County has 100 volunteers with a wide range of industry, process, and subject matter expertise. We offer 3 primary value-added services to small business owners. First, free one-on-one counseling done face-to-face, telephone, email, and video, which can be easily accessed via the Request Mentor link on our website or via the link on the screen. Educational workshops and webinars, approximately 100 per year, both on Zoom and more in person, and very extensive resources on our website, including a network of subject matter experts at your disposal. We've converted some of our in-person workshops to live webinars due to COVID, but we're now doing more in person each and every week. During today's event, if you have questions, please use the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. Periodically, Maile will take a break and I will moderate the questions that you have, and we'll do it throughout the presentation. Our webinar will end at 1 p.m. to respect your time. The session is being recorded, and a link to the recording will be available at fairfieldcounty.score.org within the next couple of days. Now let's talk about our speaker. What if you could have an amazing business and a spectacular life? Imagine having a team of advocates bringing you a steady stream of clients. What if having fun doing the activities you love to do and being around people you enjoy also brought you business? Interested? You're in luck. Our speaker, Maile Collmer, specializes in helping entrepreneurs build influence, connections, and business through the referral process. Yes, her clients have amazing businesses and spectacular lives, and they become the go-to person in their area of influence. As the founder of the Referral Studio and owner and master referral coach for Ascentive Contra Costa, Maile has delivered trainings, seminars, and workshops for thousands of entrepreneurs through organizations like BNI, Chambers of Commerce, and Keller Williams Realty. Internationally recognized as one of the world's leading experts on networking and referral marketing, Maile teaches her clients how to build the right relationships to multiply their networking results up to 7 times while reducing their working hours by as much as 38%. Maile enjoys playing golf, wine tasting, dancing, and travel. She is a fan of football, baseball, and especially loves her UCLA Bruins. For Maile, networking and referrals are a way of life, and these fun activities frequently increase her networking results. It is my pleasure to now turn over the presentation to Maile. It's all yours.
Thank you, Peter. I'm so excited to be here with you today to share what I can to help improve your networking abilities and the results that you get from your networking efforts. So here we go. So today, what we're going to talk about is first mindset, then preparation, and then teamwork, because it is about teamwork when we're looking for referrals that come from other people, and then putting it together like a pro. So I have a lot to share with you today. And again, please ask any questions along the way, because I want you to walk away with practical tools that you can use in your business to grow your network, to do more business, and to enjoy growing your business and living your life. I truly believe that when we have a well-built network, it will take us wherever we want to go. It will support us in the tough times and lift us up, and it will open doors and give us incredible relationships and allow us to achieve our dreams. So let's build an incredible network that can support you and get you to where you want to go. So I believe in networking for referrals and that whole power of word of mouth marketing, relationship marketing, referral marketing. It's all the same thing. So we all know that we really appreciate referrals, and here are some statistics that support why we like referrals so much, because great business comes from referrals and networking and people we know and word of mouth. And it's good when you are in business to track where your business is coming from. So do you know what percentage of your business is coming from which marketing efforts that you are putting in place in your business? So it's great to track that and see not only what business is coming, a percentage, but also what type of business. Oftentimes when we do our marketing well, we can attract that exact ideal client. And usually we get higher quality clients, the clients that really value us, appreciate us, and pay top dollar through that word of mouth referral. So not everyone networks. Everyone, I believe, has probably been told one time or another, you should network, or you hear that networking is something to do in business. And not everyone does network. And I think because nobody's actually taught us how to do it. It's just expected. You should network. Well, what the heck does that mean? So get excited, because I'm going to open the doors for you on what does that mean? How do we network? How do we make it work for our business and actually enjoy the process? Relationships are, I believe, what brings us such joy and rewards in life as well as business. So this is going to be fun. and welcome from California. It's where I'm sitting in the San Francisco Bay Area. So, a lot of business professionals are really relying on referrals, but so few actually have a plan and a strategy in place to make that happen. So one of the things I work on with my clients all the time is the proactive activities that we can do that will cause referrals to happen through our relationships. A lot of my clients are getting the types of clients that they want. I'll share with you one of my clients, Doug. He is a biostatistician. He's a business consultant out here in the Silicon Valley, and he is working with biotech and medical device companies. And he's been working with me for a number of years. And I do have to say, when he first came to me, he was a little bit unsure if this would really work for him, but he really wanted to do something different. He's an absolute expert at what he does. Yet he felt like his clients weren't valuing him and his services. They definitely knew they needed it in order to get through the FDA process and all of that. But he wanted to feel valued. So actually, one of the things that I had him do, which is something I have all my clients do, is what we call a "how are you" call. That's where you actually pick up the phone and use it as a phone, and you call someone who you've already met, someone someone in your network, and it could be someone that you just recently met or someone you've known for years, but just calling the people in your network and saying, "Hi, how are you?" And the purpose of that call is to build relationship. So now Doug, he is pretty cerebral and process oriented. And so he was very unsure about doing this. He's like, "I don't know that people in my industry do this." And I'm like, "Just try it." And so he did. And at first, he definitely did a lot of extra research. You don't have to do a ton of research before, but he wanted to make sure he was prepared and had valuable conversation and things to add that was relevant to the person he was calling. So he was very thorough in his preparation. And over time, he got better at it and easier, and he didn't have to do quite as much work at it. And through working with me, he was able to get some really great clients. He got a great contract with Stanford University. He just did some really great business. And then the pandemic hit. And you know what happened? His phone rang off the hook because they remembered him, because he had been reaching out to them and saying, "How are you?" and building those relationships. So when everything went sideways, right, he was top of mind. He got a couple of interim executive positions and had all this business, had to hire extra people, and is thriving. So this relationship process can work for you, and it can bring you even more than you ever imagined if you really invest in those relationships. Now, before I get into all the things and we get really excited about our referrals we're receiving, just remember, when people are doing things on your behalf and sending you business opportunities and helping you in your business, remember to show gratitude. Give them some recognition, some appreciation for doing something they didn't have to do, but they did, and it benefited you and your business. So that's just a raw selfie of a cookie I received that was a thank you for a referral I sent to someone in my network. And I did eat the cookie, and it was delicious, by the way. All right, so what are some of the other benefits of networking? It's really the relationships and the relationships that we have over time. I'm actually tomorrow going to my local chamber, and we have crab feeds, and we're having a crab feed, and I'm sitting with a group of 10 people, and I've got a double Magnum bottle of wine and that I got, and we're going to break bread together and have a great time. And these are people who, yes, we are business networking friends, and we are friends in real life. And those relationships are so important and meaningful to me. Through our network, we can find way more opportunities. People will show us and point out to us, and because we're talking to other people, we're going to be aware of more opportunities for our business and for the things that we want to accomplish. And we will be able to stay on top of our game. One of the things you're doing right now is sharpening the saw, as Stephen Covey likes to say, right? We want to improve what we're doing, and being involved in like an industry association is really helpful for this. In my previous career, I was in the Women's Council of Realtors, and I went straight from college into real estate. And I immediately joined the Women's Council of Realtors. My mom was a member and president. And one of the things about the Women's Council of Realtors is the average member has been in business for 17 years and earns more than twice that of an average realtor. So guess what? When I was networking with those women and men, I was hearing how they talked about business, how they were marketing their business, how they were treating their clients, and what they were doing to serve their clients and do their business. And it really helped me, have accelerated success in my business, because I was surrounding myself with people who were supportive, and they gave me that great insight to what I needed to do to create a great business for my business. So one of the networks you might want to consider joining is, of course, your chamber, and find out what industry association will be helpful for you, because it keeps you top of mind and all of that. Now I'm a member of the National Speakers Association, and that's my industry association in this business. And we get great insight. We share best practices. We tell what's going on in the industry, so we can be top of our game and be able to serve our clients at a higher level and provide amazing value. So networking can help us with all these things. It keeps the ideas coming, and we learn so much from each other. Everybody has experience to share, and we can learn without having to make all the mistakes ourselves, right? We can learn from others. There's so many resources we can connect with and be provided through our network. It actually increases our confidence. When you walk into a room and you're like, hi, Beth, hi, Peter, how's it going? And you have those relationships, it boosts our confidence. And the more we network, the better we get at it, and the more people we know, and the more enjoyable it is. And then when we talk to so many different people, it can open our minds and widen our perspectives, and we can just have much more brought to us, and just increase the way we think about business and just all kinds of things. And of course, when we do networking right, we're really serving and helping others as a way of growing our business. And it feels good to give. It feels so good to help other people, I believe. So in this world today, we are networking online and offline. So in our virtual world, we can connect further so easily worldwide. It can be a little bit shallow, and we've got that screen between us. So we need to really make an effort towards building the relationship and being present and being engaged. And, of course, the benefits are it's very convenient. Don't have to deal with traffic. We've got bridges and tunnels and all of that out here that can make traffic a bear. And taking that effort to build that relationship, even though we are a screen away. Now, in person, it can be easier to create that deeper connection. And sometimes we get into friend mode a little bit faster. And we have those feelings and results. But showing up does take effort, right? We have to get in our car, we have to put pants on, all of those things. And one of the things that I really missed during the pandemic when we were on Zoom so much is that spontaneous conversation. When we're networking in person, we have those conversations that just happen because we're standing next to each other. And those are really magical so many times. And there's incredible business that happens through those spontaneous side conversations, which sometimes you don't get virtually. So one of the things we want to do is, do network in both ways and just look at how you're networking in those aspects and how can you develop that relationship. If you're online, I would encourage you to take that online relationship and bring it offline. And just really either way, we do need to make an effort to get our results. So here's the mindset. So when we are networking for referrals, our mindset needs to be the long game, giving, and relationship. So the long game, I always say, relationship marketing isn't a get rich quick scheme. It is stay in business for the long-term plan, okay, or strategy. So we are looking for those long-term relationships. We are looking for people who we can really connect with. We can develop a business relationship that will last through the years, and develop that in with that long view in mind. And there's something about referral marketing. I'll show you a graph in a bit that it's akin to compound interest. Sometimes it starts out a little slow and you're kind of flatlining there, and then all of a sudden you just all of a sudden see those results skyrocket. So all the efforts that you do at the beginning, just know that is investment into those relationships and into your business that are going to pay dividends later. So one of the things I work with my clients on is networking up. When we start networking year one, we're just building our network. We're just meeting people and we're expanding our sphere of influence. We're expanding our network. And then in year two, we start focusing in on who do we need to really be building those strategic relationships with. And then we can develop over time that incredible referral team. And I'll talk more about these things. And then as we continue to network and develop, we can really build almost partnerships with different business in our referral team. And then we have those really great, deeper, long-term relationships, people we respect and admire, who give us sound advice that we can create our own advisory board, if you will, of people we know in our network. Just like the big corporations have their boards, we can have our own board of advisors for our business as well. The second part of the mindset is giving. It's all based on the law of reciprocity. So we want to give first. We want to see how we can help other people and give. When we give and we build relationship, we get to activate that law of reciprocity. When we give and we help someone, they are just instinctually wanting to help us in kind or reciprocate. And oftentimes, actually, statistically, they will want to reciprocate even bigger than the give we gave to them. So we want to come with that mindset of giving. And then we want to build relationship. The best referral relationships cross over from personal and professional. So you want to have professional, you want to have that credibility and show your expertise and be professional and reliable and all those things. And when we have that personal connection, that's going to tie people to really want to do things on your behalf because they know you, they like you, and they genuinely want to help you. And then the platinum rule. Well, what's the platinum rule? The platinum rule is treat people the way they want to be treated, and it's based on behavioral style. So we all have strengths while networking based on our behavioral style. So one of the things I work with my clients on is understanding how to use DISC, which is a behavioral style assessment, one of the most widely used behavioral style assessments. And how do we use that in developing relationship and recognizing people when we're networking, when we're serving them, when we're in a sales conversation, so we can understand where they're coming from, build a stronger connection, and serve them in a way that they want to be served. So some people, are bottom line people and super speedy and decisive, and other people, they need to feel comfortable and they need some time to think things over, and they cannot be pushed. So we want to recognize the different styles and be able to interact with them accordingly. So go-getters, what I call go-getters, or your high Ds, are those folks that love to get things done. They're decisive, they're problem solvers. Sometimes they're a little brash and can use short sentences and can come across a little harsh, but they still have hearts, I promise. Our promoters are high energy. They're the people that when they walk into anywhere, there's fun and enthusiasm and a party. They are connectors. So one of the things when we're building our referral team and our network, we want to have all these different people in our network because they all have different strengths and we can help each other. So our examiners are very strategic, great conversationalists. They love processes and systems and all those types of things. And our nurturers are incredible listeners. They're so approachable that you just feel comfortable with them, and they really have that heart to help. So those are the different behavioral styles that you'll see out there networking. So the next thing we want to do is we want to prepare. So in that preparation, we want to network for referrals. We want to realize where we are on the referral confidence curve. We want to build trust, and we want to network like a pro, utilizing knowledge, skill, and strategy. So when we are networking, and one of the things that I really think is important to understand is that I think when we're networking for referrals, I think there's a common misunderstanding of networking. Okay. And this is why I went in with the mindset, we want to come from a place of giving. Oftentimes people confuse networking with face-to-face cold calling. Okay. Because if you think about the mindset of someone who's going to attend a networking mixer, they're thinking, I want to get business. I'm going because of business, right? Someone told me I should network. I'm going to go and get business. And so they think, oh, do you need my services? Do you need my services? And they start asking around. And that's not the way we want to approach networking, because have you ever gone to a networking event with the mindset of, oh, I want to find, this service. I need a vendor for this. I need to buy that. I need to buy, my key man life insurance. Okay. I think I'm going to go to this networking mixer and find my person, right? So people don't typically go to networking events to buy, but everyone's there to sell. So there's a little bit of a networking disconnect. When we have the mindset of long-term building relationship and giving, now we're there to actually network for referrals and referral relationships. Okay. So we want to be building our influence. We want to build connection, and we, of course, want to build our business. So we want to be able to develop those relationships with these three pieces in mind. We need to connect with people. We need to show that we are experts at what we do, and we need to have a strategy and not just go in with like, whatever happens, okay? But actually be intentional. Who do we need to meet? What conversations do we need to have? And what information do we need? What resources do we need? What connections do we need? And how can we help other people, of course? Okay, so we want to build our influence, connection, and business. So this is the referral confidence curve. And what happens is we all start out, not knowing people. And over time, when we build relationship and we show that we are trustworthy and that we are an expert at what we do, and we build that trust, then we can move up that referral confidence curve. Okay. And it does take time. And there are things that we can do when we're intentional and proactive to move up that referral confidence curve sooner. So we can actually get the referrals in the business that we're looking for. And again, remember, I was saying it takes time. Now, depending how consistently you network, and especially with some of the same people who are people with the right relationships, we're going to talk about that in a bit. It can take time. So don't expect incredible referrals year one. It's usually year two where you start getting the really good referrals. And then year three is when you start getting incredible referrals. So it is an investment, but those years will go by quickly, I promise. All right. So if we want to move up the referral confidence curve, we would need to create visibility and then credibility and then profitability. So visibility is where you know people's name and you can recognize them when you see them and you know what they do. And they know that about you. They know your name first and last. They know what you do and they recognize you when they see you. It's a relationship. So it's both ways. I have to be like, oh, there's Beth. Hi, Beth. And Beth has to recognize me. Okay. So visibility. Then we can get into credibility. That's where expertise has been shown. And, we are building that trust. I believe that you're referable. You believe I'm referable. And then that's where referrals happen. So most of your referral relationships are going to be in the credibility phase. I call these the 3 phases of a referral relationship. And then profitability, when I utilize this with my clients, we're talking about the phases of a referral relationship. So by profitability, I don't mean profitability in your business, like someone gave you business, now you have a profit, but it's a profitable referral relationship where we are proactively working on referrals for each other, and we're giving each other referrals consistently. So it's proactive, consistent, and reciprocal. Now, one of the things that happens is when we join a networking organization or group, we think, oh, I'm moving up the referral confidence curve. And some people are like, I've been here 3 years. Where are all my referrals? Well, it's actually not with a group. The referral confidence curve is actually with an individual, because you build a one-to-one relationship, and that's where referrals come from an individual person. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're moving through the VCP process with specific people. And of course, we have to build that trust. So I'm going to pause for a moment and just check in with Peter and see if there's any questions I can answer.
Thank you, Beth. There are a couple of questions from our listeners. The first one goes back to the earlier part of your presentation when you talk about referral thank yous. And the question goes as follows. I get the importance when a referral converts to a paid client, but what if a referral stalls out? That is, you have a conversation, but the prospect stops calling, returning emails, just doesn't turn into a client. What's appropriate there from a thank you point of view?
Awesome. So I believe we thank the behavior. Okay. So they made the effort to, promote our business and tell somebody else about us and our business and make the connection. I want to reward that behavior. One of the things is that not everyone is willing and able to make a referral. So if they're willing to do it, awesome. Now we just need to refine it and train them how to do it. And as we build and develop that relationship, we can actually like I said, it's a team approach. So when we have a really great relationship, we can say, hey, I've reached out, it's, they're not responding. Can you nudge them? And that person that referred you can act as a teammate and go in, since they had the original relationship, and nudge it forward for you. And also sometimes, people say, oh, I got a bad referral. I personally don't think there's any such thing as a bad referral. Okay. Because that, again, the willingness. So thank them for the behavior. And then it's our job to train our referral sources how to do it better. Okay. So we can work with people, and as they do it more, it gets easier. Okay. The first time we do anything, we're not perfect. At least I'm not. So it can take practice and time.
Couple more questions if you've got the time for it at this point.
Sure.
Next question, what tips can you suggest for remembering names of people that you meet during a networking event?
So one of the things, my flagship program is called Certified Networker, and it's a year-long group coaching program. We do the entire process and really create an incredible strategy. But I just wave my magic wand for all my certified networkers. I'm like, you're a certified networker, you now remember names. So part of it's just mindset. Like, I'm going to remember names. I'm good at names. It's that positive affirmation. I'm sure you're going to have a speaker about mindset and affirmations and how we speak to ourselves. When we own a business, it is a personal development journey. Okay. So we need to work on our own mindset. I am great at remembering names. Some of the tips is to use the name and repeat it. Okay. So thank you, Peter. I appreciate you sharing that question with me. What do you have for me next?
Okay, Maile, the next question is, when starting to network, should I only attend events based on my business or attend different types of events outside my business?
Ooh, awesome question. Okay. One of the things that I recommend is that you pick 3 organizations to belong to, and you want to have 3 different types of organizations. So a chamber is an incredible organization. They do a little bit more of mixer and that open networking, and you meet lots of great businesses that are going to be diverse and may not be always in your contact sphere, which we're going to go over in a bit. Okay, so you want to have that wider, broader network. I mentioned earlier, the industry association's great, and then if you can join a specific network where you are meeting with the same people on a regular basis, like a business referral group, like there's lots of them out there, and based on your business, which one is right for you. So yes, you want to have at least one of those networks needs to be specific to putting you in the right place with the right people. All 3 of them should be in some sense, but they're going to be diverse. Okay. So that's, hopefully that helps. And we can always have a conversation. I can help you individually if you like.
Very good. So I'll let you go back to your presentation. The questions keep coming, which is great. We'll get to all of them, but let you return to your presentation.
All right. So I have lots to cover here. So remember, the most key important thing that we need to build is trust. People need to know that we are an expert at what we do, and we're trustworthy. We have integrity. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to be reliable. If someone refers us, we're going to take care of it. And we're going to do the right thing. Okay. So some of that is being consistent in how we show up, showing up as a professional, being prepared, being supportive, being kind, all of those things. So think about how someone earns your trust, and we need to earn the trust of others. So one of the things that people always want to know is, how do I ask for referrals? Okay. So we want to ask based on where we are in our referral relationship, and we don't want to over ask the relationship. So if we just met, I'm not going to be asking you to introduce you to your most guarded relationship, your biggest client that is that is, you need to take great care of, and, you don't want anyone ruining that relationship or reputation. So we want to ask based on level of relationship. So if we just met, we're still in that visibility building time, we can still ask, like we can connect on LinkedIn, or, I'm building my YouTube channel, will you subscribe? Invite me to your networking group. Things like that are easier asks. When we're in credibility, we've got some trust and expertise and referability, then we can help each other promote each other. We can do more things, more referral-based activities for each other. And then when we have that really tight, incredible relationship, we can really partner on how we are helping each other in our businesses. So remember to base your ask on the level of relationship and don't over ask. And think about who you're asking. What's going to be easy for them to help you with in your business? Okay. All right. So when we are networking, there's three things that I believe are part of building our referability and our referral marketing strategy, and our abilities as networkers and great referral partners is, first of all, there's knowledge, right? Most people have not taken a course in networking or referral marketing. So there's knowledge, there's a science and a system and how referrals actually work and how you can create them consistently. And there's also skill, so we can develop the skill. The first time we do, we try and promote someone else in their business, the words might get caught in our throat. We may not say, it may not come out the way we intended it to come out, and things like that. So there's skill. How do we introduce? How do we do this? How do we do that? We can build those skills, and it gets easier and easier. And of course, we want to have a strategy. So there's knowledge, skill, and strategy as key components to our referral marketing. And of course, it takes a team. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? So when we're networking, we're looking for those specific referral relationships. We want to build our contact sphere, and you want to pick your top 12 top referral team members, or people that you want to, intentionally build a referral relationship with. So a referral team, we want to build a team of people, and this is an informal team. Okay. This is just, you get to pick. One of the great things about being a business owner is you get to pick your team and who you associate with and who you connect with and who you have in your inner circle. Okay. So we want to build those relationships with people who have influence with our target market, with our ideal audience, with the types of businesses or people who we want to serve. So they need to have the relationship, and they need to have those connections, and they need to have influence with those people to be able to make the referral and give us that business. So I went to UCLA, had to throw in a John Wooden quote. The main ingredient of stardom is the rest of the team, because referrals come from other people. So our referral network, so we all have a sphere, right? A sphere of influence. This is what I say is our referral network. And our most important aspect we want to start identifying is our contact sphere. And as we build those relationships deeper, we get into power team status, and inner circle is that referral partner. And all of these people are referral sources. So anyone who can refer us is a referral source. And then we just want to bring key people to that inner circle. So one of the things I have my certified networkers do, and I will challenge you to do this as well, is to identify 20 professions that are complementary to yours and not competing. So, some of the clients I have are financial advisors, financial services folks. And when you ask someone in financial services, what's a great connection for you? What's a great contact for you? They're like, CPAs, I need to meet a CPA. And then you ask them, oh, what are some other business and professions you like to meet? Well, I'm really looking for that CPA. And you're like, okay, I get it, CPA. Who else would you like to? What are some other professions? No, I really am looking for a CPA. Okay, so the reason why I ask people to brainstorm 20 is to get out of our box, get out of our normal thinking, because there could be incredible opportunities that we are not even seeing because we're so stuck in that one mindset of one thing that we think we need. So we want to think about all those professions. So if so that financial advisor, once you start digging, they like a estate planning attorney is great for them. Other insurance, like personal lines of insurance, some health insurance, realtors, mortgage. There's so many other people who they could be connecting with and building incredible referral relationships with. So build that list for you, so you have those key people you want to build key relationships with, where you can be passing referrals because you're having a similar conversation with that client, and it's easy to refer because you don't do that piece, okay? But they need it, and it's going to help them. And when we help our clients in more ways than just what we do, we become even more connected to them and important in their lives, and a valuable resource. Okay, so they're going to come to us for more things, and then they're thinking about us more, and then they're going to do more business with us. Okay, so we want to work smarter and develop those key referral source relationships, right? So like, so I mentioned my mom earlier. She's a top producing realtor out here in the San Francisco Bay Area in the East Bay. And one of her key relationships. So what you want to do is get those contact spheres and professions, and then find who in that profession you want to develop a relationship with. So for my mom, one of her key referral sources is Joel Harris. He's an estate attorney. Q1 last year, he referred her over $7 million of business from that one referral source, because he's talking to clients, they need to sell that inherited property, and she gets the listing. Okay, so who are those people for you who could refer you over and over and just give you those clients? So now we are working smarter, not harder. So one of the things that people think about when they're networking, they're like, oh, there's only 8 people who showed up today. It's not 8 people, because each one of those people is a referral source. Okay, so they have a sphere of influence. They say the average sphere of influence is 250 people. So now you've got 8 times 250 is the potential opportunity in that room, even if only 8 people show up. So we want to network through the room, not to the room. Okay, and develop these referral sources. And what I work on with my clients is creating that top 12. And we utilize what I call the networking scorecard. This is our networking scorecard. And these are giving activities and relationship building activities. And when we do these things on a regular basis, we're going to get consistent results. All right, so let's put it together like a pro. So you want to be clear about what you do when you are networking. You want people to understand what it is you do. If it takes you 10 minutes to explain what you do, you need to work on it. So you want to be clear so they have it in their mind, so they can be an advocate. Also be clear on who you're looking to meet. And then, of course, we all know to look for our ideal client, but really be specific on what that ideal client and target market is. One of the big mistakes I see business owners make is they don't want to close themselves off to any opportunity. So they're like, I can help anyone. But the mind doesn't work that way, and marketing doesn't work that way. Any kind of marketing that you do, if you're doing Facebook ads or anything, the more specific you are, the better results you're going to get. So be specific. Okay. And we want to be memorable. So we want to make sure we smile. I know it's simple and basic. And when we are warm and welcoming, we're going to build relationship faster. Okay. So smile, act like a host. Listen and ask questions, get curious, and really find out about people. You never know who people know. I was talking to someone and they're like, oh, I really need to meet more real estate attorneys. And, I don't want to deal with these jewelry people and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, really? You don't want to deal with jewelry people? Well, did you know her husband is a real estate attorney? So you might want to be nice to her and ask for that introduction. Okay. So listen and ask questions. And of course, follow up. The fortunes in the follow up, as they all say. And be a giver. So give introductions. The value we bring to our network is our network. So share, make connections, make introductions, share your resources, ask, how can I help you? And be an ambassador for your organizations. When you belong to a group, like I'm a member of the National Speakers Association, I am also an ambassador of the National Speakers Association. I'm letting other people know, hey, you're an author, you're a speaker, you're a coach, you do speaking in your business, you want to be a keynote or any of that, come join us. Be with other like-minded people, and we're going to thrive together and help each other. So be an ambassador to your organizations, whatever organizations you belong to, and invite more people in. And don't worry if you don't feel great and confident at networking yet. Even top marketing professionals believe in it, but don't feel like they are any good at it. Okay. Growing up, I was super shy and introverted. I'll always remember when we moved from Hawaii to California and I had to start in that new school and all the butterflies and knots in my stomach and feeling alone and like an outsider. We all feel that way. So just show up and build your skills and build the relationships and just meet one person and just reach out and be kind. And guess what? I believe that most people are good and well-intentioned, and you're going to meet some great like-minded people and some incredible people. So just start doing this. The great thing about networking is it's a learnable skill. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. So remember mindset, we're going to work on the long game. We're going to come from a mindset of giving and building relationship. We're going to network for referrals. We're going to work up the referral confidence curve by moving through the VCP process and building trust. And we're going to work on increasing our knowledge, skill, and strategy when it comes to our referral marketing. And we're going to build a team. So we want to network for referral relationships. We want to really hone into who's in our contact sphere, what are those professions, and who do I need to meet and add to my team, and pick your top 12 that you're going to really build that core, those relationships with, that are those reciprocal referral relationships. So again, knowledge, skill, and strategy are going to take you to higher quality referrals. So today, I shared, that we want to have the right mindset when we go networking. We're networking through the room and not to the room, and we're building relationships and referral opportunities. We're giving all of that. We're going to be prepared, know who we want to meet, how to talk about our business, and really just be interested, right? To be interesting, you must be interested, right? Interested is interesting. Okay. And teamwork. We want to build key relationships that can refer us over and over and over again. And we put it together like a pro. I truly believe that together we can accomplish so much more than we can alone. I absolutely believe that. One of the ways that I grew out of my shyness was I joined groups and teams and got really involved in competitive dance. And when I was in college, I was in a performing arts group. We traveled and toured all over the US, Canada, and even did a European tour one year, and performed in front of stadiums of people, tens of thousands of people at a time. Shy little me. What I learned is when I teamed up with other people who had similar values, similar goals, similar work ethic, I could go further than I ever imagined on my own. So when I walked into that Chamber of Commerce mixer, when I started networking, I had that aha. I can build my business team just like I had my dance team and my debate team and all the team things I did. And together we can help each other. We can do so much more when we team up together. So I absolutely believe that, and that's how I live my life. If you'd like to continue the conversation, I would love to get to know you personally and what your business is and what's going on and what your goals are and what's happening, and stay connected. So would love to connect on LinkedIn. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation with me, you can go to meetwithmaile.biz and we can schedule a time to have a one-on-one conversation, talk about whatever you want, and get to know each other. And if you would like to get a weekly referral tip in your inbox, it's a video. It's usually 3 minutes-ish, give or take. And it's just a little tip about how to implement these ideas and different things to think about when you're building your business through relationship and referral. So you can go to 52referraltips.com and get those free video tips. I do have a workshop. It's 90 minutes. It's called Referral Success 101, where we actually go through the 5 steps of the referral process. So if you think your referral team is missing some of those steps, or if you want to give higher quality referrals, that is an incredible program to take the next steps in what we talked about today. And let's stay connected. I'm on lots of platforms. So I left a couple minutes for more questions. I do have a lot to share, so I hope you found something that was of value to you. So, Peter?
Yep, thank you very, very much, Maile, especially for the connections and how we can continue to stay in touch with you. We have just a couple of minutes. Let me ask 2 questions, have you answer 2 questions. How do we present ourselves when we go to a networking event as a new member and we don't know anyone at the event?
Okay, so if you're going to a chamber event, there's always like a director of membership or ambassadors. The job of an ambassador is to introduce you around. So you can even call the chamber office ahead of time and say, hey, can someone be there to help me and introduce me around? So for the chamber, and most organizations will do that. So just find someone and say, hey, I'm new. It's okay to be new. And I'd like to meet some people. So there's usually a friendly person there that'll help.
Okay. One question I can answer, will there be a replay of this webinar? The answer is yes. This is being recorded, so you can go to fairfieldcountyscore.org and there will be a replay available within the next couple of days. And then one closing question, what system do you recommend to track people we meet via networking?
Ooh. Okay, well, that is a complicated question. There's lots of different tools out there. I personally just invested in a CRM that I'm loving. It's called Cultivating Sales Pro, and it does all the things. So it's a CRM. It's you could do all kinds of marketing through that, touching base and nurturing your relationships. So find a CRM that works for you. And you know what, you can just start with an Excel spreadsheet if you want, and just list the people you met, where you met them, and what follow-up steps you want to make sure that you do. So use whatever tool is going to work for you.
Okay, well, thank you very, very much, Maile. Thank you, Beth, very much for sponsoring this event. You've got great reviews already, Maile. There will be a survey that comes out to all people who listened in on this. Please fill out the survey. That's important for both the speaker and for SCORE. There are many other webinars coming up and many other events that are being sponsored by the Monroe Chamber. So we welcome you to each and every one of them. Thank you so much, Maile, for your expertise. And that concludes our call. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.